Okay, congratulations on finishing your mosaic project. Now you get to do the fun part of grouting. So you're going to want to collect a few supplies, some water, some grout, a plastic container to mix it in, your spatula, paddle pop stick, and a sponge, or what you're going to need. You're going to start by pouring a small amount of water into the plastic container. Then you're going to put the grout into the water. Make sure you're wearing a face mask or a covering to protect you from any dust particles. Carefully stir with a spatula, paddle pop stick, a spoon, whatever you've got, mixing the grout in with the water. Just be careful when you do this again so you're not kicking up any dust into your face. If you found that you have added too much water at the start, pop a little bit more of the grout in until you're happy with the sort of consistency. So you're going to keep on mixing and stirring that, and it will look like it's quite dry, but then it will start to come together. So you're looking for about a kind of peanut butter consistency or a toothpaste sort of mix. Once you're happy with that, then it's time to just let it sit for a few minutes, and that chemical reaction is going to occur with the grout. So about 5 minutes, and then it will be ready to go. Okay, so when you're ready to apply the grout, you're going to start by placing a big blob of the grout into the middle of your mosaic. And then using your spatula or a spreader, or even like an old library card or plastic card, start to just spread it across the entire surface of the mosaic. It's quite thick in this video, and that's okay because we can always scrape away the excess. So covering all of the tiles, pressing down quite firmly as you go to start to push that grout into the gaps that we've made between the tiles. If you've got too much excess, start to pick that up and scrape it back into your container. You can see here that I've started to scrape it along and apply it to the sides of the mosaic as well. So just scraping back and start scraping that excess off back into the container. You can see here that I'm using my hands to actually start to push the grout a little bit further, and that just gives me a really good feel of how well I've done, and pushes out any air bubbles in the gaps as well. If you want to use a glove, you can do this just to put on your hand to protect your skin as well. Once you're finished, you're going to check that any attachment holes are clear from the grout. So if you're screwing it onto a wall or anything like that, make sure that those holes are clear, and then let it set for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once the grout looks hazy, so you can kind of see a film over the top of the tiles, you can start to wipe and buff with a lightly damp sponge, or even just a lint-free cloth to start removing the excess grout. And that's going to give you a really nice polished finish. I would avoid using like a Chuck's cloth or paper towel, as it just gets stuck in the grout. It looks messy and it's a pain to get out. So if you found that there's kind of big chunks of the grout still on there, you can use your paddle pop stick to gently scrape them away, and just try and do your best to buff it up and make it all shiny and pretty and ready to go. It's best to leave it to cure for at least a day before putting it up. So if you are attaching it to a wall or something, make sure you've got the right fixtures. So if you're screwing it into a brick wall, you need the brick fixtures so that it's going to be nice and secure, and then you can enjoy your beautiful mosaic. Just a little note when you come to cleaning up, make sure that you don't put any of the grout down the sink, as it will block the drain pipes and it's unpleasant. You can just let it dry completely in the plastic container and crack it out and put it into the rubbish bin. Make sure you wash any tools or equipment that you've used also in some water in a bucket, and then you can just let the grout settle, tip off the extra water, and let it dry again and just put it into the rubbish bin. Thanks for watching.